Good morning, everybody. Or possibly afternoon if you're watching this later in the afternoon, but it's morning for me. I'm trying to block the sun from hitting the camera because I have a cracked lens. One of my followers pointed out to me here a video or two ago. But anyhow, I'm down here doing chores. I'm getting distracted. I hear a bunch of bees. Here's some wild cucumbers, what they call wild cucumbers, vining all over the top of these other weeds. They're a pain in the butt, but I kind of leave them because the honeybees like them. I don't know if you can see a honeybee buzzing around there. And the bumblebees like them too. There's the bumblebees. But they like those wild cucumbers, so I leave them. Mid-late August, they start blooming and the bees are all over them. Of course, the goldenrod's starting to bloom too right now. I shouldn't say it started, it is. It's blooming out really good. So there's a lot of flowers out there right now for the bees to get their winter supply, fill up their hives and stuff. Anyhow, I'm sorry I haven't been on a lot of your guys' channels. Been busy tearing that barn down. I have a deadline. I gotta have it down by the end of August, which I'm pretty sure I'm gonna make it. There's fence over there I gotta tear down too, which I've talked about that. So quite a bit of work in a short period, but I think I'll get it done. Let's hope anyhow. A lot of good lumber in that barn, as a lot of you commented. I got some plans for that stuff, and it may benefit some of you others. Some of the lumber. I'm gonna talk my brother into building me. Well, here he told me he'd build me a particular piece of furniture, but I have a second piece in mind, and it's a possibility I might be giving them away on my channel, giving away the furniture. So, but I'm sure that'll be down the road. My brother's pretty busy, and but he said he would do it for me. So with that said, I got some running to do in Sioux City today, but I got to get back and get on that barn. We had a family get together yesterday. I'd had a cousin that committed suicide quite a few years back. Well, I shouldn't say quite a few, it wasn't that many years ago, but 4 or 5, 6 years ago maybe. I don't know, it's probably been at least that long. You lose track of time. But anyhow, in honor of him, and I think it's always around his birthday, it's in August, we have a fish fry because he always liked fishing. And his boys, my cousin, or my first cousin, his dad, is raising the boys, or raising his kids. He has 2 boys and 2 girls. And they go out fishing throughout the summer and catch a lot of fish. And then we go and have the fish fry in honor of him. So it's a big potluck family get together. And so I attended that yesterday. I got home late afternoon. It's kind of hot. Just felt like taking a rest on that barn, but today I got to get hard at it and try and get some of it accomplished today. Sorry about my camera if I'm shaking it around too much walking. I'm gonna go check on my bees really quick before I head back up to the house, get ready to take off. I got to take some beans down to a friend of mine. I meet with a couple, well, sometimes it's just the husband, and then another fella that I'm friends with. A lot of you have seen him before, Larry. I took some food to him one time, visited with him a long time ago. But anyways, we go and have coffee every once in a while in the evenings down at a place down in Ottawa, and we'll sit there for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and just talk about how we could save the world and stuff. And she's making some kind of dish tonight for supper, and it called for fresh beans, and her husband didn't plant no beans in the garden, and she was wanting some fresh beans, so I picked some beans in my garden from my garden this morning. I'm gonna take them down to her. I told her I had some, I'd bring her some. No, you don't need to run clear down here just to give me a few green beans for my supper. And I said, no, I can just open a can. I said, your supper won't be the same if you don't have fresh green beans. So I'm gonna take her some fresh green beans. So that's the way I am. If I can help somebody out or do a friend a favor, I do it, you know. Life's too short not to share and not to help out. Talking about sharing or helping out, I have a brother, which I've mentioned him maybe once or twice. He I don't know, he don't talk to the family, or hasn't for years, put it that way. And I'm the only one he ever really spoke to or communicates with, and not on a daily basis or weekly basis or even monthly basis, but occasionally he will call me if he needs help with something or whatever. It ain't very often we talk, but I keep in touch with him. He's the one that builds the sawmills. That refresh some of your memories. But so we associate. I help him build those mills when he's feeling up to building them. And like I said, he has back issues and stuff. He's had surgery on his back, and then his health, he has problems with his heart. So you have to excuse me, I'm going down here to check on bees, and I'm going through basically a weed patch. But anyhow, he has issues with his heart, and all of a sudden he happened to come down to my place here a week ago, just last week, matter of fact, and ran into my daughter at the Smith & Country store where she works, and seen pictures of her two sons, which he had never met, and they're almost 7 and 8. Wyatt turns 8 and the 21st, I think it is, this month, and Logan turns 7 the 22nd of next month. And so he's seen pictures of them, and then he come here to my house, and the boys were here, so he actually got to meet them. And he likes kids, and then it was like all of a sudden he wanted to spend time with them all and get to know them, and we ran into my mom at the Woodbury County Fair here last weekend, and he talked to her. He hadn't spoke to her in probably 13 years, and they made amends, and now my mom just bought a new house, put an offer in the house, accepted. She hasn't moved in yet, but she did buy a new place, moving out of town to Vaughnawall, because she wanted to add on her house, and they told her no. Her house sits too close to the street. They got a new ordinance or whatever. You have to build at least 30 feet from the curb of the street, and her house only sits like 14 or 16 feet from the curb, so it's too close, so they won't let her add on. So she ended up buying an acreage. Her and her husband bought an acreage. Actually, it's closer to me. It's only about 10 minutes from my house, and my wife drives by there every day going to work, so she can always stop by and visit my mom if need to be. And so now my brother's made amends with her, and he's gonna be coming down here more often. And now he's trying to get me to sell him part of my land so he could live down here. I have my old house. That's where I'm at. I'm down here down by my old house, and he wants me to track this piece of land off. I don't know how much it is, acre and a half, I don't know. But anyways, he wants me to track it off and sell it to him, but I don't know what a good asking price would be. The house needs torn down. I have this little barn right here behind me, which I'm actually wanting to move it and put it to use for myself. And then I have 2-car garage on over that direction, and it could use some fixing. I mean, it's a decent garage. It does need re-roofed. Some of the shingles are coming off, and the door needs replaced. Yeah, a lot of bees in there. I'm gonna have to come down here and check this hive out, get into it. This hive wasn't real strong this spring, but I think it's built itself up. I just left it alone all summer. But anyhow, my brother's wanting to buy this place. It needs a lot of cleaning up. There's weeds down here. I got my junk down here. I have a bunch of trailer frames, camper frames that I have collected. I'm into building those tiny houses, which I built that one for Roger, that old guy. And that's why I told you I'm gonna take some of this lumber and build one for myself. I might put it on my place and use it for me and the grandkids, or I might use it for Airbnb and rent it out from time to time. Haven't really decided, but we'll see how it turns out when I get it done. See how well it looks. But anyhow, I gotta figure out what me and my wife would want for this place, this section of my land. I kind of like having it because it's a place where I can store my crap. My wife, she gets mad anyhow no matter where it's at, but it's kind of out of her way when I do a lot of scrapping and stuff. But I don't know, we'll see. Well, I better get back up to the house and see if my wife's ready to go. I got up early this morning and done chores, and thought I'd tell you what's going on. Like I said, I'm sorry I haven't been on to watch many videos, and the reason I haven't is because I got that deadline on them. I have a deadline for that barn getting tore down, so I've been hard at that. So, well, I'll let you go. See y'all later. Don't forget I love you. Bye.